I found a new YouTube channel that has only 29 videos on their channel, and somehow those 29 videos were able to bring in an estimated $500,000. And that was from a whopping 484 million views. And they've only been around for like 6 months. How is that even possible? After looking at one of their videos briefly, it was clear that it was all AI. Well, mostly. But after seeing how straightforward a channel like this could be to create, and with the financial rewards after only a handful of videos, this had my full attention. But not just to replicate it doing the same thing, but make it more engaging, easier, and way cheaper. So I'm going to go through this entire process from scratch with the help of AI. Find a video idea around a particular theme, which does not necessarily have to be about a magical rabbit. I'll create a video script that works, easily create the visuals, voiceover, and music, then finally edit the video with little effort, but make it impactful, giving it a result like this.
Towering cabinets to feast on a forgotten cookie, but soon Pip fell sick, whispered softly, "Happy, promise you'll keep exploring for the both of us." Happy felt emptiness, unlike anything before. One quiet evening.
And so that's what the video looks like so far. And that was only after about 30 minutes of following that exact process. What I did first is find a video idea around a particular theme, which, as I said, does not have to be about a magical rabbit. But I don't want to stray too much from that, since that really works. Maybe another cute animal that looks like a rabbit, like I can't believe I have to search this up. But after Googling a list of cute animals like rabbits, I found hamsters. Anyway, so now I took it over to ChatGPT, telling it something like this. Create a touching and engaging animated story featuring a happy hamster who loves to explore. Now, this isn't something fixed that you have to use. It's just what I used, and I thought I got the best outcome from it. Mostly. Like with most AI generations, it always takes some tweaking. Now that we got that part out of the way, which is somewhat the hardest part, for me at least, the next thing is to get a great sounding voiceover for that script. Though I do read a lot of stories like this to my kids, I'm not 100% sure that everyone would appreciate it as much as my kids. I mean, they don't have a choice. So to be on the safe side, I'll be using an AI voice, a tool that I haven't really used in a while. But after revisiting that tool recently, I found that it has actually gotten way better.
I hope you will use my voice.
It's actually called Speechello. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description below along with the other tools that I use for this video. Hearing the voices that I have available to me here, I feel like this female voice is most suitable for this script.
I'm Colleen, a multilingual voice that you can use in your projects.
Which is probably why it made sense to use Speechello instead of my own voice. With creating the voiceover, it's basically the same challenge in all of these AI voice tools, whereby when you paste the entire script and generate, the quality or how realistic it sounds, that just deteriorates when it's a large script. So the best practice here would be copying a few lines at a time at most, with the right punctuation. And it's not a really long script, so I was actually finished with this part in only a few minutes. At this point, I was done with what the video would sound like. So now it's time to focus on what it looks like. To wrap my head around this, the first thing is to get images for each scene from the script. What we decide to do with the images, whether make a video from it or animate the image, or even leave them static, that could be sorted out after. And so I headed back over here to wrap ChatGPT's head around this, not mine. Basically telling it something like, create highly descriptive image prompts for each scene from the story. Ensure there's a consistent emphasis on characters since they should be consistent in every image prompt. And maybe that wasn't the best example, but it goes to show that there is no right or wrong here. Well, probably there is. But it's a good thing that ChatGPT is smart enough to translate my weird descriptions. Now it was time to turn those image prompts into actual images, which I prefer to just stay right here in ChatGPT and get this done. Sure, there are a lot of options and you're free to try them yourself. Options just like Leonardo.ai. And a lot of them might be free, but I kind of like the convenience of just doing this right here. So what I did next is just typed, now generate each image from the prompts. And I went to make some coffee. And by the time I got back, well, it was still generating because there were a lot of images. So instead of waiting for all to be complete, I decided to explore an AI photo to video option. In the meantime, which I'm thinking could be used for some of the photos. It doesn't have to be all. Pixverse was the choice for today, mainly because, well, it was the first one I clicked, and also because it's really good. Using this simple prompt box is where we'll take a piece of this script, specifically around this first photo that I'm generating that should be ready by now. Right, so I uploaded the image, grabbed a piece from the script telling Pixverse what I need the AI to create. And since this should be in autopilot, or AI pilot, might I say, I just let Pixverse do its thing while I do my thing, clicking buttons and sipping my coffee. Found that I only had to do a few modifications along the way for some of the images to get exactly what I was looking for, or close to, which made it a bit exhausting, but after about 15 extra minutes, I managed to survive. Now that I had the voiceover and the visuals, I needed the element that would make it way better. I know you're thinking ad revenue. That's a good element to think about, but it's not that. And that will make it better, but that'll be a little bit later on. For now, it's story music. The music that will pull together the voiceover and the clips. Usually I dive straight into Pixabay or YouTube Studio for this because it's free and royalty free. But because this video is about cloning a channel like that one with AI, I'll go ahead and use AI to create the music. As well, because of course, the title suggests that I should make it with AI. And so I decided to use Riff Fusion for this. But right before I head over there, I will need to tell the AI something in order to create the music. And I'm not great with words, so I'll ask ChatGPT what to say first. I believe I said something like, give me audio prompts for a text-to-music AI tool based on this story. And so I copied the output and headed over to Riff Fusion, pasted the prompt right here, and made sure to check the box to remind it that we want an instrumental track, since I don't want anyone singing over the voiceover. It generated 2 tracks without a full band. Being a musician myself, I'm actually really impressed with this. Now that I have everything that I need to make the video, the only thing left to do is actually make the video. And right now, there's nothing I'd rather to use than CapCut. If I didn't mention it so far, there are links to all of the tools I've used in the description below. Over in CapCut, I'll start by dropping all of the voiceover files onto the timeline, then the AI generated music. I carried up volume on the voice and dropped it on the music, keeping it in the background. This might take some tweaking because you'll want to find the right blend of still hearing the background music that we generated while the voiceover is still super clear. Hopefully you'll have more structure than I do when putting in folders your footage and photos. But here we go. All of the AI images, image to video files, other graphics, dropped into the folder here or this space here. As I drop visuals, I'll play back the audio, making sure the visuals line up with the audio. Try not to be a perfectionist here, as I think it's okay to have the voiceover start just before or after by a second or so. It's a style that I saw in big production movies, so why can't you do it? Plus, this made it less work as well. Now, after moving around everything, trying to line up the visuals and audio, trying to make videos like that viral YouTube channel, there's one other thing to do to make the videos even more engaging. What I'm talking about is the sound design, the sound effects that bring life to this YouTube video. This can be achieved by subscribing to some premium sites, but what I found to be the best bang for your buck and convenient is by just using CapCut. Really, scrolling right here over on the left of the screen, click audio, then sound effects. In here, simply search for stuff while playing the video from the beginning. This should be pretty straightforward in terms of what to search for. So I just listened to the video, paused it, searched for the sound effect, drop it in, and then I just repeated this process until I didn't feel like doing it anymore. Well, just kidding. It really didn't take that long. Okay, so that looks like it. Now the moment of truth. I hit export, and here goes.
Appy the hamster lived in a cozy cage at the corner of Miss Lucy's sunny living room. Pip, the curious parakeet, would flutter quietly alongside him. One night, they journeyed to the kitchen, scaling towering cabinets to feast on a forgotten cookie. But soon, Pip fell sick, whispered softly, happy, promise you'll keep exploring for the both of us. Happy felt emptiness, unlike anything before. One quiet evening, Happy heard gentle chirping. Curious, he peeked outside to see a tiny parakeet trapped by the window. Happy freed the frightened bird. The tiny parakeet, named Blue, thanked Happy warmly, his voice reminding him of Pip's kindness. Happy realized Pip's memory wasn't in the past. It lived within every adventure, every laugh, every starry night.
I wonder how this would work if it was a YouTube short, but with actual movie clips, and generated in under 15 minutes. Click here to find out.